Okay, what happened today? We got a sea of red. As I'm making this video, I'm seeing some things coming off of their lows. I'm seeing some recovery, but it was the jobless claims update. We saw new claims at 219,000 last week, up from 5,000 from the prior week. The expectation was 215, and so they came in slightly higher than expectation. Even though there was an uptick from claims, layoffs remained low, and so the market took it in stride. In addition to that, the other whammy for the market was Walmart's earnings and forward guidance. Shares fell off 6.2% after a profit forecast missed expectations. In addition to that, Carvana did not do too well, even though they gave optimistic forward guidance. The stock dropped 13%, absolutely getting hammered. I think it was just profit taking because it had run up so well in recent days. Alibaba, though, the big winner of the day, surged 14%. And this one has proven over and over again to be the one that's worth holding your winner. And guess what I did today? I sold my Alibaba 100%, all profits locked in, holding no shares, holding no options at this point. But even though I did that, I'm going to take you into the chart and I'm going to give you guys a trade setup to go long because, yes, this could go all the way up to $160. However, it was just getting so well done for me. I had to lock in some gains, and I felt that it was time to lock in those gains. And even if it were to go higher, it's not worth the risk to the reward of taking profits right now. But I'm going to take you into that chart and give you guys some fresh outlook there. And you guys let me know in the comments section if you held with me till the very end here, or whether you're going to keep holding and go long with the hope that this is going to hit 160 bucks. I'd love to hear from you guys. This has been a huge winner as we called the breakout at $84, and we've seen an absolutely monstrous run up. I will tell you right off the bat that the China story is still intact, and I believe that there is additional upside, and the fact that we got as high as we did tells us that this is likely going to continue and could, in the long term, get all the way back to all-time highs. However, we have moved so high, so far, so fast, it makes sense to me to de-risk a little bit in this choppy market because even Carvana did well, but there was profit taking there. And so that was a signal to me to not be greedy. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, hogs get slaughtered for the fatty meat. Okay, the takeaway from all of this is that the slight rise in jobless claims hasn't shaken the market's view of a strong labor market, and that in this environment, the environment that I've talked about in every show, which is a stock picker's environment, there's opportunity to make monies on runaway winners like Alibaba. And however, you need to consider locking in those profits because in this environment, there is the desire to lock in those gains and figure out what is the next breakaway winner. Again, thank you for the likes. Thank you for hitting the subscribe. Let's briefly talk about the trade setups that I gave in the Stocks with Josh Discord. The fact is, all of them were winners. They did take a little skill to navigate. If you lack that skill, you can live trade with me in the VIP tier on Wednesdays and Fridays. I was able to successfully take some of these plays. The biggest winner out of the group was Palantir, and I only presented a short idea there, as I had recently been warning that it had gotten ripe enough. It was time to take profits. And I recently warned that it was going to be going on a downturn, and this is the one that I presented a short idea going below $106.50 with a target of 103, 198, and it absolutely flushed, printing a 100 to 200% options winner if you took the trade. The other three trades were Walmart, Microsoft, and Apple. I was able to get a little scalp on Apple right at the open, but that one didn't last long. So if you had taken puts on Walmart, which was a rejection at $99.30, you had a huge win. That was one of the other better plays of the day. Let's get into what we're coming to talk about today, and that's Alibaba. What is going on? Why is this thing screaming higher and higher? Well, we've talked about it in other shows, but let me just recap some of their positive success stories. Revenue, $38.58 billion, up 8% year over year. Net income, $6.70 billion. Earnings per share, $2.79. Adjusted EPS, $2.93, up 13% year over year. But that's just the fact that they're making some money. What the market really was impressed with was their huge step forward in the AI race. Their AI, and this is the reason why the stock went higher, their AI growth, cloud AI products saw triple-digit growth for the 6th straight quarter. This was undervalued, and that is the number one reason why we got to the price that we got to, was triple-digit growth for the 6th straight quarter. It's again pivoting, it's focusing on profitable areas of the business and pushing forward. Nobody saw this coming for Alibaba, and while their stock was down in the lows, this is what's driven it all the way up to $140 plus. But let's take a minute and examine the chart and see if there's more room to the upside on this bad boy. I sold all my Alibaba, and so there has to be some significant breakouts and continued strength up to cause me to want to get back in after I just enjoyed this huge move. I would really love to see this thing cool off and come back to support, and I'd like it to get forgotten where I will then get back in and take some risk on it. But right now, there's nothing weak in these charts. So let me just remind you of that. My decision to take profits is just my decision to take profits. I held at the 100 level, the 110, 115, 120, and then at 127, I held again, and I told everybody I was holding. We got up here to 143, and it seemed to me that it was time to cash in on this trade, but I will be watching for pullbacks. Let's go into the chart and do a quick analysis of where we could be going. I will give you the long trade, the short trade idea. I'll give you the stop loss and the stop cover so you can choose for yourself which direction you think it's going to go. And let me know in the comments if you think this has got more room to the upside right now, or does it have to cool off? Let's go look at the charts. All right, let's just go over some basics. I've shown you this chart many times. We had a descending bullish wedge. We had a breakout. This is what got me into the trade to begin with, but then the continued strength, continued rise in volume caused me to stay in it as we continued to break through level after level. I told everybody, do not sell, do not sell, do not sell. I actually told people to buy right here for the second time. So we bought here, and then I told everybody this was another buy zone as it back tested $95 briefly. I said we were going to rocket higher. We got all the way up to 127. We're looking at weekly candles. Let me just take a step back from weekly candles and show you two-day candles. Right here at 127, I said, guys, it's looking like it wants to go up into this sell zone, and bam, we got right up into the middle of it. Now we are seeing a doji candle, and we are seeing some weakness. This was on earnings that this jumped higher, and I'm going to tell you guys what the exact game plan for going long on this is, or going short on it. Now this is still climbing, and as you can see, if I pull my chart down, the next big resistance area is 165 to 170, but it's got to prove that it can get above this critical level of 140. 140 is a ugly and hard resistance. Let me simplify my chart and we'll take another step forward. So here's the exact game plan, and we're going to work with this doji candle, which at the top of resistance is bearish. However, we need to give room for this to break out higher, and it could even gap up higher because it is in a strong momentum move higher, and earnings came out, it moved up. It has neither continued nor has it sold off, and so let's let it tell us which direction it wants to go. If we get back above 138.55, I believe you can go long to a move higher, all the way up to 150 as a target, and then it would likely face a little more resistance and could potentially consolidate back to 140 and bounce. So it's really the idea that we're going to get above this area of resistance, come back and test it, and then shoot higher up to 165, 170. In this scenario, you would actually put your stop loss here at 130. Right? Now, if you wanted to go short, you would enter puts at 135 for the break of direction here on the candle to the downside, and your target would be all the way down here at 120. So for sure, the trend is 100% up on Alibaba, but it's been running, it's overbought, and you got to just make room for taking profits in some cases, or raising your stop loss in other cases. And I gave you guys my view of where the charts point to the next move. So to make it very clear, If we get back above 140, we're likely going on to 150. If we fall beneath 135, then there's a strong chance that we could come back to 120. But as long as the story stays intact, and I don't see that changing for any reason, we do have concerns regarding tariffs, but at the moment, those haven't slowed down the Chinese stocks, especially as they've adopted AI and have a huge opportunity because these stocks had already been beaten down. I see more opportunity with all the Chinese stocks except for NEO. No hating on NEO. I should cover it at some point. That's not the bonus stock for today. My main reason for not being in a company like NEO is because I like to stick with the best in class, and I think Tesla's driving that particular vehicle forward and that technology group forward. And I don't really even like Tesla because they sell EVs. I like Tesla because of their ability to get into expansive, innovative technologies. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hitting that like. Don't miss out on the Stocks with Josh Discord, where I'm dropping charts, technical analysis, and everyday trade setups that work. All 4 of today's trade setups worked. Let me know if you made some money utilizing them today. I know that many did, specifically on that Palantir play that absolutely printed. We're going to stay on Palantir because it's going to be one that's going to be very volatile over the next handful of trading days. So this is one that we're going to continuously stay on. I alerted it a couple times this week, and I'll keep our attention on it for as long as it's having these huge moves, which can lead to big profits. Thank you guys again. Peace and blessings. See you in the next video and in the Discord. Take care. Bye-bye.